welcome back. It's Chef Chelsea Marie, and today we're going to be making one of my favorites and the first dessert that I ever learned to make, which is flan. I don't know if you guys have ever checked it out, but these Nestle condensed milk have a really delicious caramel flan recipe on the back, and I'm going to show you guys a nice way to spice it up, and we're going to be making a coconut chai flan today. Alright, so I'm going to be using my fake stovetop and my real stovetop today, because there are two cooking elements and that I need to get going at the same time. So let me talk you guys through what I have going on. So I have two pots. I have a small pot and a larger pot. I have two pans that I'm going to be using today. This is the dish I'll be making the flan in, and then this will be a bath that will go around the flan that will allow water to bake at the side, heat up as the flan bakes. You could use, if you have a larger cake pan or maybe a Pyrex dish or some other casserole dish that could fit around your flan dish, you could use that. Mine is about an 8-inch. Then I have one nice big glass bowl. I have ingredients wise. I have 5 eggs, Maggi coconut milk powder. I have a cup of sugar, 5 tablespoons of water. I have about 6 chai tea bags. We're gonna cheat today and just use good old tea bags instead of mixing a bazillion of different spices. They're delicious, but it's a lot to buy, so it's just easy to just buy these ready-made chai tea bags. Then I have a can of condensed milk and 2 cans of the Carnation evaporated milk. I like to use the cans for this recipe because there's no measuring. You're literally just using the entire cans. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do for our flan is get our caramel going. So I'm going to use my fake stovetop, and I'm going to turn that on. And to this, I'm going to add my cup of granulated white sugar and my 5 tablespoons of water. Alright, great. I'm going to make sure that sugar is fully coated by that water, and we're just going to let that bubble on a medium-high, medium heat. And that usually will take about 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how high or how fast your stove works. It will take about 8 to 10 minutes for your caramel to get a nice golden color. You don't want the caramel to get too dark, so do keep an eye on it. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start to heat up our Carnation evaporated milk. I am using 2 full cans today. Alright, that's my oven letting me know it's preheating and getting ready for me. So I'm going to add my 2 cans to my pot. So we're almost going to use this milk like if we were going to steep this chai tea. So I'm just going to heat this up, not till it's boiling, and we don't want milk. Milk burns really easily, so you don't want to heat it too much that it burns. So we're going to pop this onto here on high, and that will take only a few minutes to really heat up. Okay. So next, we are going to start to crack our eggs. So I'm going to crack 5 eggs into this bowl. And now I'm going to add my Maggi coconut milk powder. Great. I'm going to add 1 full pack of the coconut milk powder, and I'm going to add 1 full can of the Nestle condensed milk. You guys, I don't know who invented the pull top on that condensed milk, but whoever it is, I love you. Makes getting all of that yumminess out of this can so much easier with that pull top. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of my junk. And I like to, you can totally add everything in terms of like your steeped chai tea milk all together, but I like to mix my eggs, condensed milk and coconut milk powder together first, because I like to make sure that there are no chunks of that egg in this dessert. So I really give this a really, really good mix. Okay, come in and see how my caramel is bubbling already. It's not ready yet, but I do want you to see that it is bubbling. Next, we're going to steep that chai. So my milk is nice and hot, and I'm gonna steep these tea bags into my evaporated milk. So I'm holding the ends, and I'm just gonna, like if I was literally making tea, I'm gonna just steep that into there. Let the flavors really start to release. And you could leave this like that for about maybe 2 minutes or so. Really to just get those flavors out. And I can already smell the ginger, because I picked up ginger chai because I love ginger. I don't know if you guys are noticing a trend here. I love spices. All my recipes. So I'm just gonna let that steep for about 2 minutes or so. So the game plan is here. When my caramel is ready, I'm gonna put the caramel into this pan, and I'm gonna make sure it really fully coats the base of my baking dish. And then when that caramel hardens, it will only take a minute or two to harden up. I'm gonna add this custard mixture on top of that caramel. Alright. Just for the essence of time, I'm gonna go ahead and start to take out my tea bags here. You could totally add a splash or two of vanilla, maybe even some coconut essence if you wanted to this custard milk mixture. And make sure to give that a good squeeze, because you want all that flavor and spice to come out. Okay? Alright. Now I'm gonna add this. You want to take your time and add this, because you don't want this hot, warmish mixture to cook your eggs. You do want to take your time, and you do want to add it a little at a time. Okay, so we're just gonna mix that in. Really trying to prove myself wrong and not make any mess. Oh, I made a little bit, not plenty. Okay, so my milk mixture is ready, and it smells so good. Can't need to get to almost ready. Okay, my caramel is almost there. It come quickly in as I show you that my caramel is, look how fast this will go. So my caramel is almost there. I'm giving it a quick stir so that you can see this will go really, really fast. So you're not trying to make stew chicken. We're just trying to make a lovely caramel for the top of our flan. Okay, a little longer again, maybe a few seconds. But I promise you, once you see it reach that point, don't take your eye off of it, because it's gonna go fast, and before you know it, you have to make stew chicken. Alright, the caramel is looking perfect right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put that into the bottom of my cake pan. You don't have to use a metal pan here. You could use a ceramic if that's what you have at home. And I'm just gonna rotate it. Make sure my bottom is fully covered. And this is gonna set. Okay. Now that it's kind of set, I'm going to pour my custard mixture on the top. Awesome. You really want to wait for that sugar to harden up before you start to throw that custard in there, okay? Do not stick your finger on it to test. Maybe just tilt the pan to see if it's moving around. You want to wait for that sugar to harden, and then you're going to pour that custard on top. So now I'm going to put this into the oven, and I'm going to use another bowl or measuring cup to pour water into this. But it's easier to put it into the oven and start to pour the water while it's there, then pour the water here and struggle and juggle with it to the oven. So I'm going to put this in now. Then I'm going to just pour some water into that tray. I'm going to almost fill my whole tray, and that's it. I'm going to leave it to bake at 350 degrees for about an hour, and then I'm going to very carefully take that out. But you guys do not have to wait for that, because I went ahead and I already pre-baked one for you, so that you don't have to sit and chat with me for a whole hour, even though I know you want to. And if you have any questions, please do feel free to ask me in the comments below. And this recipe is on NestleRecipesCaribbean.com for this coconut chai flan. So I just went and I took my butter knife and I ran it around the edges of that flan. Now I'm going to take a clean plate and I'm going to invert it onto this flan. I'm going to give it a quick flip. I did, after this came out of the oven, I did put it into the fridge and then let it chill for about 3 hours. So it's really nice and cooled. A little too cool, doesn't want to come out. So give it a good little shake. And look at that. That's a beauty right there. Alright guys, please check this recipe out and let me guys know what you think. Like I said, this is one of my family's favorite. I dare not show up to a family gathering without this. Alright, see you guys next time. Bye.